Today we're going to try and fix this side mirror. Something came up from the road and hit somewhere right in here, busted this whole inner side out, and these mirrors are about $200 new. So we're going to try a little experiment and try and mold some plastic over this to see if we can fix it that way. Now first off, this is really dirty, so we're going to clean this off and then we'll get started. Now we've taken some paper and we've wrapped it right over this mirror, trying to cover up that hole so that I can get a rough idea of the size I need so I don't burn myself in the process of trying to attach it. Now I'm going to be using some of these poly plastic little sheets here, and I set out some wax paper here that I'm going to try and melt it very carefully on here. But first I gotta take my paper cutout. I'm going to put it right on here. We're going to try and trim this out first so we can save some time and effort. Alright, there we go. We're pretty close. It's not going to be exact, but we're hoping I can mold this as it goes around the mirror. Now I'm going to be using a heat gun to try and heat this up, and they say that when it reaches the appropriate temperature, it should turn clear. So let's give this a shot. As you can see here, it's starting to turn clear in the center, so I'm going to try and avoid it a little bit and get around the edges. Definitely doing something. As you can see here, it is real sticky and droops real fast. We're doing this on a cold day, so I'm very limited on time. I'm also a little nervous and whether or not this is even going to work correctly. I hate for it to droop down onto the paint and get stuck there, but I'm going to try and heat this up again. Alright, this is definitely not going on there the way I was hoping, because it dries a lot quicker than I was thinking it would, but I'm going to put a little bit over here, try and heat it up just a little bit more, and mold it over, and hope for the best. Just gotta always be careful not to overheat the paint either, because you don't want to peel that up. Also help prevent overheating the paint, you can put a wet rag on it here to cool it down as you're trying to heat this up. As you can see here, it turned out to get real thin around this broken piece, and so I'm going to take a secondary piece we're going to put right over the top of it and try and melt it just to give it a little added thickness. Also, I believe I have a hole right in here which that needs to be filled into. Well, that's definitely not going on there as easy as I was hoping, but it's going on there. I'm going to have to heat this back up. Definitely gotta try and cover that over there to give it some added thickness. Alright, now this does not look all that great, and fortunately in my case it is a white car, and this is hopefully when it fully cures will be white. You can still see a little bit through it, but from 50 feet away you may not notice it. Up close it really doesn't look all that great. I'm sure if you took a lot more time and effort and tried to mold this a little bit better, you could get it looking a lot nicer. But overall, time will tell on whether this will actually last. I'm a little bit concerned, possibly when it comes summertime, because it is winter now, that maybe this will mold, I don't know, might loosen up and just fly off the car going down the road, but we will see on that. Anyway, I hope you can have a chance of trying some moldable plastic, maybe not necessarily on your car, but try it on some crafts, try it on something. It is interesting to work with.